Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. The Brian Craig Show podcast is brought to you by Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and Roofing. He'll never sell you a roof you do not need. And if you're in the state of Florida and need roof replacement or repair for any type of construction, any type of structure, whether it's residential, commercial, or municipal, Tom Laporta can help. Online at laportaroofing.com. Okay, we've got a lot to cover. Even though it's Christmas, news is breaking like every 6 minutes, okay? I mean, it's insane, all the stuff that's going on. And I mentioned something, I don't know, about a week ago, and some of you may have missed this because you're in holiday head, you know, and people thought I was nuts when I said this. And there's an article in The Hill today that is a very sad, pathetic attempt at, well, a couple of things, foreshadowing and also wishful thinking for some events to come, okay? And what I had said to you guys about a week ago is that these Washington insiders are scheming for a way for Kamala Harris to become president, even if it's for a day. They just are not able to accept that Trump won all the toss-up states, all the battleground states, flipped like a dozen counties in California, won more Hispanic votes than the Democrats, had huge gains with blacks. It's amazing. And I've suspected that a lot of the negative publicity that's been coming out about Biden's mental condition and some of these bizarro pardons of the worst criminals in our societies, you know,
you think that's part of it? Like
to discredit him? And,
yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't think he knows what's going on with these pardons at all.
No, so, you know, I think there's a whole bunch of just bizarre desperation and wishful thinking going on to try to make Kamala president. And a story just dropped in The Hill. And listen to this headline. I'm going to go through this story. This is the headline in this story. Just dropped on The Hill today. Okay. Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. And this article is not a parody, okay? You gotta understand, these people that are against Trump, they're still in shock. Here we are, we're past Christmas now, right? They are in shock. They cannot believe after really what has been a decade of going after him that he made it. So let me go through this article. This is The Hill. Again, here's the headline. Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act
Well, before
now.
I play this, Jamie Raskin said that a month ago. Remember? He said this is what they were going to do.
Yeah, well, exactly. Let me play it. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I remember this. Oh, let me cue it up.
Yeah, people are retweeting that now because of that article.
Because what can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, you know, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what.
Okay. Yeah, and
this is frightening.
In fact, over
they're planning something.
Over Christmas, there was an article that they were, and it was on Drudge, but it was on a few other places too, that I think it was on Drudge, that there's chaos with who the speaker is going to be, and if it's not settled, they won't be able to certify the election on January 6th. So let me go through this. This is in The Hill. The Constitution provides that an oath-breaking insurrectionist is ineligible to be president. This is the plain wording of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. No person shall hold any office, civil or military, under the U.S. You know, I don't need to read that. We've heard this endlessly for the last 4 years, right? Disqualification is based on insurrection against the Constitution and not the government.
Well, Trump didn't do that, and they have no proof of him doing that, or he's never been charged with that.
See, none of this is true.
No.
This what they just said is not true.
Right.
This amendment was added to the Constitution so that the Confederate generals and the Confederate President Jefferson Davis couldn't become president, okay, and take over the country that way.
This is wishful
And
thinking.
right now, well, not to them. I mean, this is very real to these never-Trumpers and the Democrats. Right now, Gavin Newsom is organizing people to combat the deportations. That's an insurrection because he's going to be going against the federal government and their deportations. Back to the article in The Hill. The evidence of Donald Trump engaging in such insurrection is overwhelming. Now, you got to say, he's been cleared by Liz Cheney's committee.
Exactly.
He's been cleared by the FBI. He's never, everyone that's looked into it has cleared him. And it goes through a very long-winded article about everything that's happened in the last 4 years. And then they get down to the end of it, and this is where they spill the beans. And this is like a 10,000 word article. Okay, so I'm skipping down to the last paragraph. Okay, I read the first like 2 paragraphs. I'm skipping down like 50 pages. I don't know. I'm reading it online on my phone. But here's the end. Listen to this. To make an objection, this is about the certification of the Electoral College. To make an objection, and by the way, the insurrection they accuse him of doing is what they're trying to do on January 6th. They're trying to find ways not to certify the election on January 6th. Isn't that what they said Trump did? And that's insurrection?
It's just incredible.
To make an objection under the Count Act requires a petition signed by 20% of the members of each house. If the objection is sustained by majority vote in each house, the vote is not counted, and the number of votes required to be elected is reduced by the number of disqualified votes. If all the votes for Trump were not counted, Kamala Harris would be elected president by the Electoral College vote. Now, I want to tell you who wrote this, okay? A guy by the name of Evan Davis. He was the editor-in-chief of the Columbia Law School Review. Okay, and another guy who was the editor of the Yale Law Journal. Both of them were clerks. One of them served as the president of the New York City Bar Association. The other one's an investment banker. So these two guys are like big deals, right? They've worked for justices. They went to Harvard. They went to Yale. They had top positions at the reviews. An investment banker, ran the bar in the state of New York. These are not a couple of idiot pundits that are killing time on CNN or MSNBC with Rachel Maddow or something.
No, they're serious.
These are like people that are very well connected inside the Democrat Party. This is their reality.
Well, I'm wondering if this is why they're being so silent and laying so low, if this is what they're planning all along. On January 6th, the surprise attack. I mean, they're planning something. You think they're just going to roll over and let this guy win?
President Trump has said...
It would be the biggest mistake if they did that.
Yeah, President Trump has said a few times that it's very strange, all this, how they're just like leaving him alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And they are being too quiet. Right, they are leaving him alone too much. And to me, it sounds like something's up.
Well, I would think that that he has people in Washington that would, everybody in Washington talks and they all love to brag and name drop and all this. I would imagine if there is some kind of plot like this that he knows about it, somebody has told him, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, and I'm sure he'll be prepared. He's always 10 steps ahead of these people. But they live in a fantasy world. I don't think this will happen. But how does this certification work? Like, how many do they need? Is there a way they can not certify this?
It's never happened before. No, it's always happened. And it's not.
But this is a different circumstance. These are crazy people.
The thing is,
you're not dealing
Kamala
with
Harris
people.
will be where Pence. Kamala Harris is going to be the one that has to certify it. Just like Pence last time, Al Gore had to certify George W. Bush. This is how it happens. But these never Trumpers and Democrats just cannot accept that Trump won. They don't
I
see
can't
it.
imagine they're going to go against the will of the people.
These are
like
crazy
This. It would be
people.
a huge. But
These
and what
are
he's
nuts.
saying is prepare for Civil War type
Jamie
behavior.
Raskin.
I mean, what are they planning here? What are they expecting? So that tells me that they're going to go against the will of the people and they're going to be prepared for it. Like there's going to be some military takeover.
Something.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. He's saying, like, we're going to be prepared for the people to rise up.
Who's going to lead that?
that?
Rachel Levine. Who's going to lead this? Who's going to lead this?
I tell you.
You know, it's so interesting.
I really hate these people.
I do too. It's so interesting and bizarre how they're fantasizing these John Grisham novel storylines into reality. And for these two guys that are like serious people to put their names on an article and have it printed like this in a mainstream publication like The Hill tells you that these people are sick. I mean, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So what do you think will happen?
Trump they'll certify it. That's what's going to happen. Trump will certify it. You know, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, today is the day after Christmas, which is the first day of Kwanzaa. And I have not heard
oh my God, this is so good.
anything about Kwanzaa. And Kamala Harris has come out and she's released a Kwanzaa video.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This is gold.
Let me play this for you. Oh my goodness. Kamala Harris, she's probably not been sober since election night.
Yeah, probably.
And she doesn't sound sober here.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa.
Okay. In Canada?
When was Kwanzaa invented?
In the 60s.
Okay, so it did come around when she was little.
And Steve Kane actually knew the guy that started this fake holiday. Ron Karinga is the guy's name. Okay. It was in the 60s.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family
really her mother from India in a white neighborhood in Canada celebrated Kwanzaa with Kamala and her sister. Does anybody believe that? Maybe some of the Indian holiday. You know,
when did her parents get divorced?
When she was like 9 or 10 or something.
So maybe she means when
my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations.
I hate the wrong. By the way, her extended. If you go, I'll play the whole thing without stopping.
Interrupted it like 3 times.
I can't. Well, I can't hardly stand listening.
Just
to Kamala
let it
Harris
play.
talk.
Just let it play.
If you go to Kamala Harris's family photos, okay, everyone, it's her mother, right? You know, when it comes to her parents divorced when she was little, and families, most all families are driven by the wife. If you look at the family photos of Kamala when she was young, all the way through high school, all of them are wearing traditional Indian clothing in her family.
Saris.
They're whatever they're called. So they were living like Indians. I don't mean like Navajo. I mean like Gandhi, right? You know, from India. This idea that they were sitting around doing Kwanzaa with these Indian family members is insane. All right, I'll play without interrupting.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we'd tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course, afterwards, have a beautiful meal. And of course, there was always the discussion of the 7 principles.
Oh my goodness!
And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujitagalia. And, you know, essentially it's about be and do. Be the person you want to be and do the things you want to do and do the things that need to be done. It's about not letting anyone write our future for us, but instead going out and writing it for ourselves. And that principle motivates me today as we seek to confront the challenges facing our country and to build a brighter future for all Americans. So to everyone who is celebrating, happy Kwanzaa from our family to yours.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Whatever they're plotting,
yes,
she's in on it because she is too damn happy lately.
Well,
I mean, she has got to be in on this. Whatever they think they can do, whatever they're thinking,
or she's
in their
doped up,
demented mind. Well, that too. But whatever they think in their demented minds that they can make happen. Okay, all they do is fantasize and scheme and connive, and nothing they've ever done has worked out for them. So I'm not worried. Okay, God is in charge. He didn't save Trump's life for nothing. So this is divine providence. But they're not divine people. They're evil. Whatever they're plotting, she's in on it because I've seen her lately. She is one happy lady. Yeah. She's happy all the damn. She's happier now than ever.
She's happy as Luigi looks when he's walking around with on the perp walk. You know, the thing about
so she's thinking she's going to be president.
You know, the thing with Kamala Harris.
I mean, she doesn't think it's over.
When Donald Trump won, it was the first time in her life she didn't get what she wanted. All the races she was in, she won every single one of them. I mean, she ran for president, she dropped out, but she became vice president, and she, that was just the primary. The local elections, the state elections.
I don't get
it was her first real
the fascination
rejection.
People have with her at all. She's an idiot.
There's nothing interesting about her.
But there are people that really love her that just are enamored of her.
See, Mrs. Hillary,
she's wonderful.
Hillary Clinton, all right? The reason a lot of people are obsessed with Mrs. Clinton is because she was married to a president, and Bill Clinton was very popular. So she got a lot of his,
For sure. Nobody is more distasteful than Hillary Clinton. Yuck.
But Kamala, there's nothing about Kamala that's positive. And everything about her is just this cookie cutter character that they've written. And these things that she's reading, here on the teleprompter about Kwanzaa, it sounds to me like they went to the Kwanzaa website.
Wikipedia.
And copied and pasted. Yeah. About Kwanzaa and just changed a couple of the words so it sounded like she was talking about herself. It was so robotic.
Everything
give me a break.
They do is fake, and we know that everything they do is fake and phony and scripted and made up. And that she's the perfect puppet. I mean, she's a better puppet than Joe Biden. Yeah, that's why they want her in so badly.
Well, it's not going to happen. She's out.
She will be a complete figurehead that will be able to be completely controlled.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell you guys about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and Roofing, who will never sell you a roof you do not need. He's a good MAGA guy, and he covers the entire state of Florida. If you need a simple roof repair, he'll do it. Okay? No other roofer says that. It's absolutely amazing. He works with every type of roofing material and on every type of structure. Residential, commercial, even municipal. He even does churches, okay? If you have a large community, apartments, condos, and it's a large community with over 200 units, 200 buildings, he can handle the job that size too, with over 100 buildings, over 200 buildings. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's really, and as I said, he will never sell you a roof you do not need. Now, I give out his cell phone number. You're not going to find this on his website. He only gives his cell phone number out to our listeners. You hear me on YouTube, on the podcast, on the radio. This is exclusive to you guys, okay? So when you call or text Tom Laporta on his cell phone, you're getting directly to the owner of the company, and you'll have that access from the beginning till the end of the job and beyond, okay? So give him a call or a text, 954-604-4602. Now, his website is laportaroofing.com, so you can get the office number at laportaroofing.com, not his cell phone. So write the cell phone down and call him there. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. For Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and Roofing. Make sure you tell him I sent you. All right, we're going to take our first break. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be right back.
Take a journey to where magic breathes life into each and every step, where the bond between a father and son is tested and transformed in the new book from author Hassan Boykin, Fathoms of Wonder, a father and son's enchanting quest to evergreen, available on Amazon. In Fathoms of Wonder, meet Theron and his 10-year-old son Elijah. A simple hiking trip to rekindle Elijah's adventurous spirit becomes so much more as they stumble upon a forest alive with mystery, strange luminous plants, an air thick with enchantment, and the shimmering portal, glowing with vibrant colors, calling them to an unknown world. Together, Theron and Elijah face their fears and step through. What awaits on the other side? Thrills, discovery, and a bond stronger than magic. Fathoms of Wonder is a book filled with exploration, connection, and the unbreakable father-son relationship that will transport you to a realm where wonder knows no bounds. Order your copy on Amazon. This is a a must-read for anyone who craves adventure, heartwarming stories, and a touch of magical realism. Fathoms of Wonder, a father and son's enchanting quest to Evergreen from author Hassan Boykin. Discover the journey, embrace the magic. Order your copy right now. Are you ready to embark on your dream vacation? Aerosand is your trusted online travel agent, and they'll make your travel planning a breeze. With fee-free booking services and personalized itineraries, Aerosand take the stress out of vacation planning. If you want to book yourself, no problem. You can enjoy the convenience of their book online page while still having the peace of mind that comes with using a trusted travel agent. When you call Aerosand, you'll talk directly with the owner, ensuring a personalized and seamless experience. They work with you to create custom itineraries tailored to your preferences, your budget, and your dreams. From thrilling helicopter rides to cultural museum tours, their Tours and Experiences page offers adventures for everyone. Plus, don't forget to visit their travel shop, which has all your travel essentials. Visit Aerosand.com right now and start planning your unforgettable journey. Aerosand, making your travel dreams a reality. Online at Aerosand.com. College isn't just about classes and exams. It's about growth, adventure, and finding yourself. From author Brian M. Esparza comes the new novel, Spring 18, the first book in the author's new archive series, available on Amazon. In Spring 18, meet Jason, a published author by age 18. He hit rock bottom by 19, and now at 21, he's ready for something new. College life on the east side of Washington. With nothing to lose, he takes on the ultimate college challenge, pledging a fraternity. Jason learns there's way more to college and fraternities than meets the eye. Whether you're a high school senior, a current undergrad, or a nostalgic alumni, Spring 18 is a heartwarming and relatable slice of life story that's filled with humor, growth, and unforgettable lessons. Available right now on Amazon and Kindle, paperback, and Kindle Unlimited. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Spring 18, the story that captures the true essence of college life.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Okay, so the bozos at CNN are, I was talking to Steve today. Steve says, why? He asked me this question. He said, why is MSNBC paying Rachel Maddow like $5 million a year on a low-rated show that's on one day a week? And I said, Steve, if I knew the answer to that, I'd be working one day a week, making $5 million a year. I said, I would work 5 days a week for $5 million a year. So
you'd work 7 days a week and nights.
Yeah, for a little less than that. Yeah. So I said, I don't know. I mean, I said, it's, I don't know. Well, these bozos at CNN, okay, they're getting a lot of heat now. They're starting to be blamed for Trump's victory. And, the thing about it, Trump won for a lot of reasons, okay? And if you notice, whenever these Democrats talk about why they lost, never do they hit on any of the reasons why they lost. They're trying to.
It's never their fault.
Well, they're trying to.
They're narcissists.
They're trying to blame different things, but they don't. Like as an example, they handed out Female Athlete of the Year. First place was Leah Thomas. Third place was a transgendered person.
Wait, Leah Thomas won Female Athlete of the Year?
The WNBA girl, is that her?
Oh, Caitlin Clark.
Oh, who's Leah Thompson?
The swimmer.
Oh, no.
The guy.
I misspoke.
That must have been last year.
That must have been, yes, I misspoke. Yeah, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, who apologizes for being white.
I can't, it's hard to keep track. People change their genders, they change their names.
They're all a bunch of woke idiots.
But, okay, so Caitlin Clark, she's the Female Athlete of the Year, and third place is a transgender person. So, that's one of the major reasons they lost. There's a lot of reasons. There's no one reason.
They'll never admit
But they'll never – it's not that they're not admitting it. I don't think they know. They're very arrogant. So listen to this article. This is about CNN. Mm-hmm. Listen to this. This is the headline. CNN journalists offer brutal assessment of why their network is failing.
Yes, this is
Now,
good.
the reason their network is failing is they're putting out content that no one wants to watch, okay? So listen to this. CNN's leftist journalists think they know why their viewers are abandoning ship in record numbers. They're not going hard enough against Donald Trump anymore. That is the suggestion from reporters who spoke anonymously to the Washington Post this week as CNN recovered from some of its lowest ratings ever. Insiders claim a decision to hold a town hall with the president-elect in May 23 upset staff and viewers. Well, I'm sorry. You know, what, they're not supposed to interview newsmakers, as did the decision not to fact-check Trump during his debate earlier this year. It's widely felt at CNN that we didn't meet the mark, one CNN journalist who requested to remain anonymous said of the network's election coverage. CNN has insisted it remains a leader among networks and on its digital platform, and TV viewership is down across the board. It's not that TV viewership is down. CNN is on every platform that exists, okay, online. So whatever platform there is today, you can watch CNN on it. Even YouTube, podcast, they have everything. So it's not TV. They're on every type of medium.
Well, and remember, real quick, they started that whole app that was a colossal failure. They brought over Chris Wallace and put him as the rising star of the app, and they had Anderson Cooper, and that was before all of this. That was like a year or two ago. When they didn't even think that Trump would even be a contender.
Exactly.
So why did that fail too?
Exactly.
Because they suck. That's why.
They're putting out
simple explanation.
They're putting out content no one wants to watch.
Exactly.
And they have on-air talent and personalities that nobody likes. I think a lot of it can be explained by the viewers making decisions that they just don't like what we're doing, the journalist added. The viewers are pretty smart. Among the coveted 24 to 54 demographic referred to as demo viewers, CNN's daily audience dropped to 92,000 a day. 92,000 a day.
Oh, my Lord.
A day. And that's insane.
They just can't admit. Well, they cannot admit, and this is a personality flaw that I think all Democrats share, is they're narcissistic, elitist, arrogant, think they know better than everybody else. They just have they're incapable of introspection and of the proper perspective. They cannot admit, we effed up. We got to change things. Scott Jennings is a huge star on that network. He should have his own show. But there is no way in hell I cannot imagine that ever happening, because they cannot admit that what they all believe is wrong. What they tell themselves is the message isn't right. It's the messaging. We're not putting it in the right package. We're not selling it, because they cannot imagine that the American people actually don't like the way they think and reject their ideas. The problem is not the idea, it's that we're not packaging the idea in a way that people are taking to. That's how they see it.
This has been going on with CNN for years, okay? They've been losing viewers for 20 years. And Rush Limbaugh used to talk about this. And he said, when he was talking about CNN and their low ratings, because there's always stories about CNN's ratings going low. And
that's really bad.
What Rush used to say was this. He said, the liberal media is the only business in America that thinks that it knows better than their customer.
Right.
And CNN's attitude is, we're right, and the people are just too stupid to get what it is we're doing. So we're going to keep doing what we know is right, even though the audience is too stupid. That's how CNN thinks. That's what Rush used to say.
Yeah, I think they believe that they are so cerebral and so intelligent that they need to dumb it down even more.
They're not dumbing it down
enough. Dumbing it down enough. That's how they see it. They're going to go romp room.
Okay, so let me get back to
this article. They think they were too easy on Trump.
So let me get back to the article. CNN only accounted for 11% of their viewers during prime time last month. So that's their prime time's not even being – I don't even know who's on their prime time. Since Trump's win, CNN's primetime viewership has dropped 52%, according to Mediaite. CNN
incredible.
is also navigating several changes in leadership. They talk about Lick. That's got nothing to do with it because it's the same people on the air.
They're never
several.
I just don't understand how they could be so. They can't admit they're stupid either. I just don't understand how they just can't even see it.
Yeah, they talk about. Yeah,
they really don't see it.
Like the only move they made was good, and then they reversed it. Was firing Brian Stelter. Now they have him on all the time now.
Yeah, they even had Don Lemon on as a guest speaker too. It's like they got rid of him, and then they bring him on as a.
So listen to what they're doing. Okay. So their ratings are in the toilet. Their primetime viewership is down over 50%. We were talking a minute ago about how their online thing failed.
Yeah.
Listen to this. CNN has now launched a subscription service.
Oh, boy.
That is $4 a month.
Good luck.
People are not watching what they're putting out for free.
Is this for an app again, or what is that for their news?
I guess it's an
website?
app. Yeah. So if people aren't watching what you're putting out for free, why would they pay $4 a month for what they're not watching for free?
So it's the same app, and it's just going to be.
It says here. CNN has launched a $3.99 subscription service for online content. Although this has come much later than many of its competitors.
Right. So it's like a news thing for their articles.
On their website probably.
Well, here's two problems with that. The problem with that is you have the New York Times, Washington Post. They have a monthly subscription for their digital. I subscribe to a couple of them. It's $4 a month for their digital content. So when you pay for that, you get access. Like if you did the New York Times on your phone, on the app, you get all the articles. You can even do the crossword puzzles, the words, all this stuff, all the games that comes with that as the digital version. The problem with that is CNN, they're on TV. So why the hell would you need to subscribe to their news when they're talking about it on television?
Yeah.
Like the New York Times, if they had a network and had television, you wouldn't need to subscribe to their app.
Yeah.
They're so stupid there.
Yeah.
This was probably Brian Stelter's idea.
I don't know. The whole
they got to get rid of these
thing
people
is
who
a
are all
disaster.
losers.
So
with horrible ideas.
This is an interesting thing. What the article is really telling you is there's an inner battle going on at CNN.
Yeah.
A lot of the staff are upset that they were too soft on Trump because CNN, see, this is the thing. CNN is deep state, but not everybody at CNN is part of the deep state. They don't know. Some of them think they're just like reporters, okay? Some of the big guys know, like Dana Bash and stuff. They know. Dana Bash, Anderson Cooper, and the top people at CNN made a conscious decision that I believe the deep state was behind to take the nomination away from Joe Biden. They did that debate.
Oh, they were totally in on that.
They gave what they would describe a free ride to Donald Trump in that debate because they wanted to bring down Biden. And they brought down Biden because they were pissed off that he blew their intelligence operation in Afghanistan, okay? So the goal, they didn't drop the ball. They were doing what their mission was to get Biden out of the race, revenge for pulling out of Afghanistan.
I've never seen people do so many things wrong and still think they're doing everything right.
It's insane.
I mean, look at everything they have reported, everything they have said in the last 10 years, and they are further behind than they were then. They've lost more than half their audience. Nobody trusts them anymore. And they still cannot admit where they went wrong. They did it a little bit after the election, but now that's changed. Now they've backtracked, obviously, on that. And it's amazing. I remember when Rachel Maddow said this years ago when their ratings were bad, and she said, "We've realized that we have to go even harder. We have to attack Trump even more." They really just believe that. They really can't accept that people just like this guy. It just, they can't comprehend it. You know what I mean? They really just can't understand it.
Because they're right.
They're thinking, because they're right. There's no way that Americans, they think that we're stupid. And they're just not conveying the message properly. And they're not attacking him enough. The reason Joe Biden lost that debate wasn't because they were easy on Trump. Trump didn't even hardly do anything. It's because Joe Biden was so out of it. And then they planned and plotted that whole thing. It was obvious 10 minutes in because you could tell they were really going hard on Biden, and they were leaving kind of Trump alone because they wanted. It was part of a plot.
Well, this article,
everything they do is wrong.
The biggest thing with this article, okay, and these people at CNN, they have the Trump derangement so bad they don't even understand what they're saying. In this article, CNN is admitting they're not a news organization; they're a liberal activist organization.
Remember that clip you saw of Claire Danes?
Yeah,
on Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
and she's in that show. About spies and stuff. Homeland. You watch that show, I don't.
Yeah.
And she was on Stephen Colbert. Now I'm convinced that he's part of the company. And
the company being the CIA.
The CIA, because she started talking about how, and it went viral the other day, so I'm not breaking news here. This was all over X 2 days ago. She started talking about on Colbert how she works with the CIA. They go through a week of training every year to get ready for the show. So obviously the CIA is involved. She said they're involved. They consult. They do writing and everything on that show. And then she started to talk about how the CIA works with the media in real life, and Colbert immediately cut her off and pivoted to another topic immediately. And that went viral. And I said to you, I bet Stephen Colbert's in the CIA. I bet he is. I mean, you think it's just exclusive to journalists?
Yeah.
Everybody in the media are up for recruitment.
Yeah.
Because that's how look what Stephen Colbert did with the vaccine and how he acted, putting on plays and skits and musicals to get you to get the vaccine. That's not normal.
And it also shows how mediocre talent gets a top job like that. You know what I mean? Because he's not that special. There's nothing special about Stephen Colbert.
No.
And the thing about this thing with Claire Danes, what had happened was she was talking to him. She said that every year the cast and the writers and stuff, that they have CIA,
like a training camp.
They have meetings with real CIA spies.
Right.
And he asked what are some of the most interesting things they've told you? And she says every year it's different because their mission changes. And she says now they're
because
forming
of the mistrust.
She said now they're forming partnerships with the media. And as soon as she said that, he cut her right off.
Yeah.
And everybody knows this. But and
maybe Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm glad that CNN's admitting that they're not a real news organization, that they have decided what the right things are, and their job is to propagandize. But it's really, I don't know what they teach in these journalist schools anymore. I mean, it's college, so you expect it to be liberal. But there's activists. It's okay to be an activist. It's okay to be a reporter. But these reporters don't realize that they're activists.
What's happening is they have lost the trust of the people. Not that they ever deserved it, but they have lost that trust, and people are going to other outlets. I can't tell you how many comments I read where people that listen to this show and you on the radio and say to me, I don't watch the news anymore. I get my news from you guys. Even one of my good friends from college, one of my sorority sisters, told me that. She said, I just get my news from your podcast and Brian on the radio now. And they have they're obsolete, and they're never going to change that. It's like movie theaters and bookstores. They are no longer going, it doesn't matter what they say, unless they go full on MAGA.
Yeah.
Like Fox has done now. Mm-hmm. Fox has gotten more pro-Trump than like they used to. And that'll never happen. Nobody wants to hear what they have to say. But why do you think Democrats that hate Trump have stopped? Because that's a huge part of their audience they lost. Why do you think they stopped watching? I think they're pissed like you didn't deliver.
Yeah.
I think they're like canceling them because they didn't deliver on their promises.
We saw this happen when the Russian hoax got exposed, when Rachel lost her audience. That's exactly it.
Yeah, they're mad because I don't think they felt they were lied to.
It's not depression. They feel betrayed.
They feel betrayed, right. Because the majority of their audience they've lost is not MAGA people.
Yeah.
It's liberals.
Yeah.
So maybe they're thinking, well, that's who we need to go after again, and we need to, and their thinking is that's why we lost our core audience.
Well, this is what they don't understand. This country is a conservative country. There's this wackadoodle liberal stuff is not that popular, not nearly as popular as they want you to think. And one thing to consider okay, is there's been a lot of closeted conservatives in this country that have been passing as liberals, I'm starting to realize, because they were afraid. The media has given a out of proportion view as to how popular these liberal things are. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people out there Democrats that don't support any of this stuff or are conservative and have been living in the closet because they were afraid of getting canceled. And what this election showed is that these people came out of the closet. Now, I want to talk about Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. We've had listeners come from all over America, literally planes and trains. People have come to Florida on even trains to see Dr. Appleton. That
is amazing.
It is. It really is. He is a miracle worker. His laser wave pain treatment works. It's 100% painless. There's no shots, no injections, no downtime. And what Dr. Appleton does is this is what he's done with me through examinations. I've not had any MRIs or X-rays or anything.
And I think even the better part of it is there's no pills.
No pills. No.
I mean, that's the best part of it because
no medication.
How many of you guys that have chronic pain are taking Motrin, Tylenol, or even something stronger every day just to function throughout the day? Mm-hmm. When you see him and get treated by him, you're not going to have to do that anymore. Yeah, and I think that's huge.
The laser treatment repairs the damage that's causing the pain.
Has he ever prescribed you a prescription?
No, he doesn't prescribe. I've not. No,
to take like a pill for this.
No. I did no pain medications. Nothing. There's no pills, no shots, no injections, no pain medication. The laser is 100% painless, and what he does is he is able to find the spot where the pain is coming from, where the damage is, and that's what he treats with the laser. It's absolutely amazing. It works. He's rid me of pain 6 times, and for different things, and sometimes injuries, sometimes, like I had arthritis, and all the pain not only gone, none of it has returned. Give him a call. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays, but if you're coming from out of town, I'd recommend you make an appointment. Even though appointments are not necessary, you can make an appointment, okay? 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. Make sure you say hi from Brian to Dr. Appleton. All right, I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Each and every day is a precious gift, but how often do we let moments slip by, overshadowed by the chaos of our lives? From author Spike Humor comes a guided spiritual devotional with 365 daily meditations of grace, gratitude, and hope. The Gift of This Day, available on Amazon. Imagine this. You wake up each morning with a heart filled with gratitude and a sense of purpose that guides you through the challenges you face that day. With The Gift of This Day, you'll learn to embrace each day as the sacred blessing it truly is. Through daily reflections, The Gift of This Day inspires gratitude, strengthens your resilience, and deepens your spiritual connection. It'll help you transform those ordinary moments into extraordinary blessings. Don't let a single day go uncelebrated. Start your journey of grace and gratitude right now with The Gift of This Day, available on Amazon. This devotional also makes a great gift. Order your copy right now and make today and every day a gift to cherish. The Gift of This Day from author Spike Humor on Amazon. Are you looking for a special gift that stands out and will be remembered for years to come? Then check out Empress Things on Etsy, where stylish handcrafted creations meet creativity and care. From plush chalk bags and cozy beanies to joy intention candles, as well as custom wine racks. Every piece is designed to bring joy and charm to your everyday moments. If you have a unique idea, Empress Things on Etsy specialize in custom requests featuring your favorite design. You can even have a custom candle made with a meaningful message. Empress Things on Etsy is perfect for thoughtful gifts all year long, or just treating yourself. Each item is crafted with love, attention to detail, and a commitment to quality. Celebrate life's little pleasures with treasures that are as unique as you are. Visit the Etsy shop right now online at empressthings.etsy.com and find something truly special for any occasion. Empress Things EmpressThings.etsy.com, where creativity meets craftsmanship and every piece tells a story. EmpressThings.etsy.com, crafted creations for wine, climbing, and handmade candles. What if your mind is more connected to the universe than you ever imagined? Step into the extraordinary with the book Beyond the Brain, The Science of Cosmic Intelligence, from author Dr. Aranajan Bist, available on Amazon. Beyond the Brain is a groundbreaking exploration of the bridge between ancient yogic wisdom and cutting-edge science. With this book, you'll discover how intuition, often called your gut feeling, is linked to the cosmos. You'll learn how to tap into this cosmic intelligence and unlock your full potential. With practical insights and strategies, the author reveals how you can understand the evolution of the human brain, overcome mental biases that are holding you back, align your daily habits with your goals for maximum success. Dr. Bist is a pioneering psychologist and visionary who's dedicated his life to uncovering the profound relationship between the mind, consciousness, and the universe. His insights are transforming lives across the planet. Order your copy of Beyond the Brain, The Science of Cosmic Intelligence, from author Dr. Aranajan Bist, on Amazon, and take that first step toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the cosmos. Unlock the secrets of cosmic intelligence. Your journey starts right now with Beyond the Brain, The Science of Cosmic Intelligence, on Amazon. Are you ready to transform your health and your vitality? Rakapashi Organics are passionate about bringing you the life-changing benefits of Shilajit. Shilajit has been treasured for thousands of years as the destroyer of weakness. Shilajit is nature's powerhouse. It can boost your energy and stamina naturally, enhance mental clarity as well as focus, promote fertility and reproductive health, fight aging with potent antioxidants, detoxify your body, and support your gut health. Sourced ethically from the towering Himalayas, Rakapashi Organic Shilajit is 100% pure, non-toxic, and highly potent. It's packed with fulvic acid for optimal nutrient absorption. It's the ultimate boost for your wellness routine. Are you ready to start living your most vibrant and energetic life? Order today at RakapashiOrganics.com. That's RAKAPOSHI. Use the promo code HEALTHYUSA for free shipping on all products. With a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, there's nothing to lose. Only energy and vitality to gain. Live beautiful with Rakapashi Organics. Start today at RakapashiOrganics.com.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Okay, now this is just a bizarre story. I saw this morning. The Global Engagement Center at the State Department. Okay, this is nuts. Okay, listen to this. This is in Fox. The State Department's Foreign Disinformation Center, which has been accused by conservatives of censoring U.S. citizens, has shut its doors due to lack of funding this week. Elon Musk deemed the Global Engagement Center, which was established in 2016, the worst offender in the United States government when it comes to censorship and media manipulation.
Wow.
Its funding was stripped as part of the National Defense Authorization Act, which is part of the Pentagon. The Global Engagement Center will terminate its operations by they're done, December 23rd. So they shut their doors.
So what is Elon? This is obviously
this organ is this.
How does he get them to shut down?
Well, he didn't get them to shut down. They just lost their funding with the latest Pentagon funding. Doge isn't in yet. This initiative, they were the ones that would say, okay, this is Russian disinformation, this Facebook post.
Right.
Okay. And they were supposed to monitor, and I'm not saying that other countries like Russia don't put things in social media to cause division. I think they do, but that not just Russia. We do it in other countries. You know, we spread propaganda in other countries. Other countries spread propaganda here. But the problem is
that has been this way since the Cold War, since the 50s.
Yeah, but what they've done is this global initiative from our State Department, what they've done is conservatives, they've branded everything we say Russian misinformation. How many people have you heard call me that say I'm a Putin puppet or something? Right? I get those calls. Yeah. So that's what they do. And this is the thing. Just because these people are shutting down like this and everything doesn't mean they're like, okay, Trump won, we're done.
No, they're just going to regroup and lay low for 4 years. Well, or rebrand themselves. Change. Believe me, they're not gone forever.
It's like when James O'Keefe shut down Acorn. They still operated. They just changed their name.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Democrats are into the name.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what these groups are doing, since they've all been publicly outed, they're shutting down publicly. But what they're doing behind the scenes, they're reorganizing. Okay. How can we continue to do this in the future? We're targeting the wrong things, the wrong people, the wrong platforms, the wrong medium. It's like what we were talking about with CNN. They just think they could still stop us and stop Trump, but they've just been going about it the wrong way. So they're regrouping is what they're doing. They're scheming and regrouping. This whole show today, this whole podcast episode has been about the left regrouping. They're always. I always say Trump is the Roadrunner, and the Never Trumpers, the Democrats, are the Wile E. Coyote. They're always scheming. That's like,
true.
Okay, this will finally bring him down. This will finally stop him.
And the Coyote never catches the Roadrunner. Yeah. Everything he does fails.
Now, I did a live stream this morning on my morning. I did a morning show from home. I didn't go to the radio station today. I did a show from my home studio, and I've been telling you guys I had a phone system installed in my studio at home. It just got installed on Christmas Eve, and I've got it all worked out now. And I did today's the day after Christmas, if you're listening live. And I got up this morning. I talked to Steve about taking today off, but I got up this morning. I was like, okay, I'll go up to the radio station. And I was like, I could tell by the news. It's almost like Christmas still. It's the day after Christmas. It's still a big holiday.
Yeah.
And I went through the news, and the news was really light. I mean, there were issues to talk about, but So I said, you know what? I'm just going to I'll have them run the best of on the radio. We were going to take it off anyway, but I was going to go. Sometimes we'll have a best of scheduled, but I'll go in and preempt the best of and go live. But I'm like, I'm just not going to. And I'll do a live stream from home. So I worked out the kinks in the phone system. And what I'm going to do, because I want you guys in the audience to know this, and if you listen to today's stream, I got that all. I think the callers sound better now, actually, than they do.
Yeah.
So
I think it sounded and looked great.
Yeah. So what I'm planning on doing is doing the radio show from home at least a couple days a week. And the reason I'm doing it is because the radio station's very far, and I'm spending 2-3 hours a day on the road just going to and from the radio station. And
because some days you stop by sponsors, and
I have to get up way early.
Get up at 1 or 2 in the morning, you come home completely worn out.
This getting, and I got more stuff to do, like the podcast.
I know,
when I get
exactly.
Home. So I've been getting up at 1:30 in the morning for about the last 6 months or so because I have to do show prep and then get there and do everything. And then I got a whole day's work after that, and it's just taking its toll. So if I can cut out that driving time,
it'll help
a few days a week. It'll be great. So
I'm glad you're doing that.
So I've got the phone system installed on my studio at home, and I like the home studio. I think it looks very nice on YouTube.
And I want to thank our Patreons for that because they made that possible.
That is very true.
Because we had to buy a bunch of equipment for that.
So what I want to do over the weekend, this weekend, and I'll probably do this next weekend too. Steve's going to connect with me on that system because I'll be doing the radio show from the home studio sometimes. So I want to do some tests with Kathy plugged in, like Steve's going to be plugged in, and take calls from you guys, doing some live streams, do a couple 2 or 3 test runs with Kathy hooked up, like Steve will be hooked up. And once I get all the kinks worked out, then I'll start doing it from home, and it'll make my life a lot easier.
Mine too.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good thing. You're not a spring chicken anymore. I think the driving is a lot because there'll be accidents. Sometimes it'll take you 2 hours to get home.
Sometimes 3.
After you've been up since
and I have
2
meetings.
o'clock in the morning. It's tough. And
it's
then
a
you're
lot.
like, well, I got to go to a sponsor now and this and that. And you'll get home by 12 and you'll be so exhausted.
And we still have the podcast that I have work to do.
It's a lot. You got to be able to sleep.
I've been going for the last 2 or 3 years. I've been going on average of about 15 hours a day.
With today's technology, a lot of people broadcast from home, and with the way you can hook up things, there's really no need for you to go to the station every day.
I'm the only person that does that at the radio station.
Exactly. You don't need to do that anymore because you can patch in, and the YouTube you can do from anywhere. You know what I mean? That's just you can just film at your house or anywhere you want to. You have that whole thing set up anyway. So they can just patch you through to get out on the radio. There's really no need for that in today's world to even do that.
But
so I think it's a great thing.
So I did a live stream Christmas morning because I wanted to test out the system, and there were some kinks because I hadn't used it before, just got it installed. So because I had to do it to see what worked and what didn't. So I knew what wasn't working. I fixed that. I did the live stream today. The first call, there was a little issue, and I knew exactly what the problem was. I hit a button.
I knew you'd figure it out.
And I got it figured out. And it's so strange to me, some of the feedback I've gotten from people. I've heard from a lot of people. Just on Christmas, I'm hearing from people after I did this that what are you, a government worker? I like you at the radio station. You should be
Well, that's easy for them to say. Well, they don't have to make that drive.
First off, what difference does it make to someone listening where I am?
Exactly.
I remember I worked at this radio station. There was a radio station that was a big radio station in Miami and in Fort Lauderdale when Kathy and I were kids. And I worked there just part-time briefly.
Kids.
And when we were kids, it was a big radio station.
Oh,
and it was in a very rundown area. I couldn't believe where it was at. And a friend of mine got me in there, and I went there, and I was like, I can't believe the station's like one of the biggest stations. And he says, it's the radio, man. Nobody knows where you are.
Exactly.
They don't see. Now
I'm in a bathroom.
I know people see me now because I live stream, but the studio is very nice that we have here at home. Our daughter, Emily, constructed this thing for me.
People will get used to it. They're just not people. What I've come to realize, people are creatures of habit, including you, and more than anybody. And that's just, people don't like change. That's all. It's not really anything you should take personally.
Yeah.
I think people just aren't comfortable with change in general, and they'll get used to it. In a few months, they won't even remember you being at the radio station.
And I think I'm still going to go to the radio station, but not every day. Sometimes I have to go there. I have things I have to do there.
I would only go when you have to.
But I'll still go there. But I'm not going to be there every day when I get this all worked out. So it's not going to happen tomorrow.
And I worry about you on the road because you have to go on like I-95. It's like a big highway that early in the morning, and then driving home every day. It's a lot of traffic, and I can't tell you how many times Brian will call me and be like, "Oh, there's an accident," or "I just passed an accident." There's always accidents. Sometimes there's fatalities. And I worry about that. I'm
last
I'd
week,
like you off the road.
Last week, I was at a red light, right? And it turned green, and there was a semi truck next to me. This was like on military trail here in South Florida military. It's not a highway. It's just like a regular street. And this truck started turning into my lane. He didn't see me.
Oh my gosh!
Luckily,
there
was a lane next to me that I could get next to, and he didn't hit me. He would have destroyed me and the car. I know, it's just a bad time.
It's awful.
Well, anyway, so that'll be starting soon, and I'm excited. But keep an eye out, guys. If you don't follow me on YouTube, do Brian Craig Show on YouTube, because I got to do some test runs with Kathy.
Yeah.
Hooked up, like I'm going to have Steve connected, so I can work the kinks out of that. I got to do one thing at a time and get it all working. So we'll be taking live calls with Kathy like she's Steve.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'm sure you're all excited.
Well, there was somebody called me up the other day and wanted me to do something. This is a person that's on the radio. I don't want to say who or anything. They want me to do something with them and one of the most famous Republicans in America. It's not Donald Trump, guys. And this person's last name is not Trump, but they see Trump pretty much every day. Okay, it's somebody, and so we were going to meet, and they do a radio show, and I said, well, we can meet at the and they're like, well, I just do the show from my house.
There you go.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah, everybody does, but
yeah, I know. That's what they said to me. They said, why do you go there every day?
Exactly.
I said, I guess I'm crazy. I don't know. I had no idea that you did your show from your house
for years.
I'm old fashioned.
Brian listens to me. Eventually,
I'm old fashioned.
Yeah, you just don't like change.
I'm
like
a little
I
old
said.
fashioned.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway,
you've been going to radio stations for work.
I love going to the radio stations. I like radio.
Yeah, I mean, if the station was like close, I'm sure you'd have no problem. But it is a really long drive.
It is. I mean, I'm spending
early
a fortune in gas.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half away from.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to. I'm not going to go through all of it because I did a live stream about this morning. I did a live stream. It's on YouTube this morning. It would have been the radio show, but since I just did the YouTube video this morning, it wasn't on the air. It wasn't on the radio. I went over everything that is going on with the Panama Canal. And yesterday on Christmas, I just started looking into what's going on with the Panama Canal. And I uncovered a lot of things. It's in that on that video. You'll see it. Trump's in the thumbnail. And it's got something to do with Trump's Panama Canal plan. I can't remember that. Let me look it up. Let me pull up my YouTube channel, and I'll tell you what it is, because I think Trump knows everything that I talked about and much more, but no one in the media has hit on the things that I found out about the Panama Canal. Okay, the thumbnail is Trump, and it says Panama Canal Takeover Plan, and the title is Trump Panama Canal Power Play is a takeover possible. That's the title, and it's Panama Canal Takeover Plan is the thumbnail on YouTube. So go and watch that, because I think that the government of Panama, regardless of what their president says, actually wants the United States to take over the Panama Canal.
Well, same in Greenland. It's up to the people, not up to their prime
minister. No, I mean like the president and their Congress and everything else. I think the government of Panama wants the United States to take over the canal. There's a lot of things I uncovered. I go through all of it on that Panama Canal video I did on YouTube this morning.
Oh, okay.
So go and watch that. And it's right in the beginning. It was a 2-hour stream, but I go over all the Panama Canal stuff in the first like 20, 30 minutes, okay? And it unless you were watching it this morning when I did it live, you haven't heard this stuff anywhere. And this isn't just like some tease. I mean, obviously I'm promoting it, but I think you'd be pretty blown away by some of the stuff I came up with. Now, I want to thank our Patreon supporters, and Kathy is very right when she says that these upgrades that I'm doing on the studio at home is done with the help of the Patreon supporters, and I want to thank you all for that. And if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description of this and every episode. Mm-hmm. And Patreon supporters also have access to commercial-free editions of all of our podcast episodes. And our top Patreon supporters get a live, on-air thank you shout-out. So the names you're going to hear now are our top Patreon supporters. I want to thank Andrew and Connie, Christine, ETW, Chuck, D, Pamela, Dale, Rick, Nick, Wesley, Macho, Mike P, Carlos, Paulette, John, K-Mac, Alice, Richard, Heather, Maria in Texas, David, Constance, George, Brandon, Rob and Trish Wilkerson, John S., Christy R., Shawna, and LeeZep. These are our top Patreon supporters. Thank you all for your support. And again, if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description of every episode.
Well, I hope you guys all had a nice Christmas.
Yes.
And ours was strange, but we're not going to get into that. But
yeah, it was.
It was a little strange.
Let's not.
No. But we didn't really do much. We had a few family people come over yesterday.
I've eaten a whole pumpkin pie since Christmas Eve. It took me 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 days. Over 3 days, not at one sitting.
2 days. No, you got that food on the 24th.
Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then today's the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Over 3
Brian
days.
went and got some food at Cracker Barrel. And so we did that. We were invited to a family dinner last night. My cousins are in town from Canada, but I am just not feeling well. So it is hard. So I told Brian he can go without me, but he's such a nice person. He did not. He stayed here with me
And our cats.
and our cats, and so that was good. But I hope you guys had a good Christmas, and I'm curious what your plans are for New Year's. We never do anything on New Year's because we don't like to be on the road driving around. But if you guys are doing anything exciting, let us know. Leave a comment.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're out of time, but we will be back next time. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will talk to you next time.